Hi guys, I hope everyone's doing well and ready for our next Fitness Friday activity today. For today's activity, we are going to be looking at different ways of travelling and seeing if we can be really creative with it. Okay? Equipment wise, all you need is 3 markers to line out on your floor. So I've used some t-shirts and some jumpers. Okay? And I'll just put them in a sort of long strip like that. Health and safety wise, before we start this activity, as you're doing these movements, if you could make sure the surface that you're doing it on is nice and soft, because we're going to be putting our hands on the floor, and we'll make sure we're in a nice big space as well. That's going to be important because we're going to be moving around. Okay, so the main thing for today's Fitness Friday activity is getting creative and seeing and looking at different ways that we can move in and out of our t-shirts and jumpers. Okay, and I'm going to call them markers, so moving in and out of our markers. So I'm going to show you 5 different ways today. You haven't got to do these 5, these are just ideas, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so if I start at the beginning of my marker here, the first one I'm going to do is jumping. Okay, so I'm going to jump over my markers. I've got to do my best to not touch any of them. Okay, so I'm going to put my 2 feet together and I'm going to go quite quickly for this one. It's jump, jump, and jump. And as you can see, as I'm jumping, when I'm landing, my legs are bent. That's quite important. You want to make sure you're landing with bent legs so you don't hurt your knees or your feet when you land. And also I'm using my arms to get some momentum and some power. So this time, instead of jumping forward, a bit trickier, I'm going to jump backwards. Okay? And be careful when you're doing this. You're going to look behind your shoulder as you're doing it to make sure that you're not going to fall. You can do that. We're going to go 1, land, 2, land up, and I've touched the marker there, and 3. Okay? If you want, guys, when you're doing this, you can give yourself a little bit of a challenge. So you can say you've got 5 points. If your feet touch the markers as you're moving in and out, you lose your points. Okay? So because my feet have touched them once, I've gone from 5 points to 4. Okay? So that's one way of moving around. This time, I'm going to go and do some side steps. So I'm going to bend my legs, get quite low, in and out. I'm trying to make sure I don't touch my markers. And again, I'm going backwards this time. Okay? Right, that's the second way. The third one is going to be a hopscotch, okay? So a bit trickier. So we're going to start on 1 foot, and I'm going to go from 1 foot to 2, back to 1, in between my markers. So let's go 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to turn around and go again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's the third way. This time, I'm going to get quite low, okay? And I'm going to put my hands on the floor. I'm going to get into a push-up position, and I'm going to move in between my markers, move my hands and my feet. And again, I've got to try and make sure that I don't touch my markers, okay? It's quite tricky, this one. Just like that. Okay. And then the last one we're going to do is we're going to look at doing a bunny hop, okay? So for a bunny hop, we're going to get quite low again. We're going to put our hands on the floor as well as our feet. And we've got to move our feet first, and then our hands. So I'm going to jump my feet over, and then move my hands. Feet, and then hands, okay? And I'm going to go all the way back. So, feet, hands, and relax, okay? So I've shown you there 5 different movements, guys. Like I said, you haven't got to do them ones. You can experiment, think about ways that we can travel where we're nice and big, or where we are in between, or we're super small, okay? So I hope you have fun with that one. You can set yourself a little challenge as well by coming up with a point system. If you touch your markers, you lose a point. Let us know how you get on, guys, and I will see you next week for Fitness Friday. Bye.